The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and the Tech Insider, David White.
And it is a gorgeous day, if you're a duck, in Florida. It is Friday, August the 17th. Today it is the definition of is day. Today in 1998, our president parsed what the word is means. It depends on what your meaning of is. If is means is and has never been, that's one thing. If it means there is none, that was a completely true statement. Of course, people are still bleeding out of their eyes for that parsing of American diction, but today, in 1998, the definition of is was actually debated. Anyway, what else do we have going on in the broad markets? There's some kind of bogus articles out floating around that Angela Merkel was ready to ease and take care, especially with the Greeks. And this is by two lawmakers. We're starting to see a lot of flaky articles coming out of Europe. This one had about 2-3 minutes of play over in Europe before everybody just figured out it was another couple of blowhards. I imagine as we get closer and closer to the, I think it's the vote on September 12th or 11th, somewhere around the 12th, I think, that's actually going to be what's going to happen in Europe. But I still think that at the end of the day, the Germans are going to go, do we want to bail out all these, I guess for a better word, the Germans are looking at the rest of the southern states, and there is welfare junkies. Are we going to do that? We've been through 10 years of austerity to get our East German folks back up, and are we really going to do it? She is the last person standing as far as a lawmaker or an elected official at the top of her top of a German. Trying to think how to say this, but anyway, basically she's the last head of state, let me put it that way, of anyone. Everybody else is gone. Everybody hated them. Everybody else got voted out, tossed out, and the question is, if she does that, is she going to be tossed out? She's done a fairly decent dance of going down the line, will she, won't she, and I suspect at the end right now, from everything I'm reading in German magazines, that she won't. I think that will be the surprise when they finally get up. Right now, I think it's a lot of them giving time for the market to sink in that they aren't going to throw money and make it rain cash all over Europe. Finland is preparing to break up of the Eurozone. Their minister, which is a member of the Social Democratic Party, of course, they're one of six. You think we've got it bad with two political parties that do nothing. They've got six. So, again, one of those herding cats moments out there, but not really debated by any of the other six of the country's coalition and parties. He's basically saying we have to face openly the possibility of a Euro breakup. And if a politician says that, that basically means we are planning and we believe that the possibility of a Euro breakup is at hand. And, you know, you're probably going to see these countries like Norway, Finland, the first out the door because they probably have the best fiscal houses in order besides Germany at the moment. But starting to see some cracks in the BRICS overseas. The Brocade CEO finally gives up. This guy has been trying to pawn his company off and make a ton of cash for about 3 or 4 years. All of his buyouts have been giant mini golden parachutes for him And I think he just finally gave up. They do a lot of networking, and I think he thinks it's about as good as it's going to get. He's going to try to leave the company as well as possible, but they need to find a dancing partner. I think a lot of him not being able to find someone wanting to buy the company out had to do with, probably green mailing him $100 or $150 million on the way out, which is a lot of times why these companies that you think are being shopped never get done. Basically, the CEO's always got his hands out, and it is normally way too much to actually ever pay it out. But I suspect that he's thinking that these, like a lot of people continue to watch in the network space, are really worried about the disruptive technology that's called virtualized routers and networking. And a lot of this will change, be good profit opportunities in the near future. But I suspect VMware has got a tiger by the tail by getting into that marketplace. Again, don't think a whole lot of Cisco. Cisco, of course, popped on their earnings, but I think that had more to do with a lot of short people in the marketplace and them offering finally a very small distribution and dividend to at least pacify some holders of Cisco that have been sitting on that thing forever. Chinese get tough on housing. The Chinese Banking Regulatory Commission told lenders they should also demand more collateral, tell the developers to sell projects or stakes. If the banks predict they'll have difficulty repaying loans due within the next 12 months, they should be hammering anybody. So the Chinese government is trying to batten down the hatches over there and really looking hard at anybody buying additional housing that doesn't have huge down payments or will have any problem or even think they'll have a problem if what they think a coming recession is coming to in China. But of course, not asking to be identified publicly, because, of course, in China you probably get shot. Meredith Whitney is predicting that there will be a total of 50,000 layoffs across Wall Street in the next year. Deutsche Bank has already said that they're going to be axing 1,900 of its workforce, and 1,500 of that coming from its investment banking division. We've already seen that with J.P. Morgan. A lot of these companies are starting to fire more of their trading staff and their investment banking staff, trying to replace them with computers. It'll be interesting if it works. Short-term profit, probably long-term failure. You've got to have somebody knowing what goes on. The computers can't run by themselves, and we see that with night trading. There should have been somebody there with a big switch saying off, and they did not. Zynga is really pushing the gaming lobby. I may have talked a little bit about this the other day, but still see a few more articles about how many they're going in and buying lobbyists in force now and trying to get something done during the lame duck period of Congress. So it'll be very interesting to see whether they can get anything done there. But looks like it's going to continue to be problematic for Zynga and Facebook. Of course, Facebook is now in its second day of lockup. Continue to see problems and making it problematic. Down 78 cents today, which is about a little less than 4%. Continue to see this company, I just wonder when it's actually going to quit. I don't suspect we're going to see anything where it loses $5 in a day until the insiders in October. And why I mean insiders, the insiders that are employees that will probably sweat equity. They probably have no money in here, but they'll probably look at getting, they probably thought that maybe they'd be lucky to get $40 out of their locked up shares, but they will be, I think, $15 to $12 probably by the time they get at it. Of course, we've got 90% of these locked up shares in 3 different companies, and we'll continue to see how they actually continue to sell this. I don't see any huge single down day, but that could change with a market pullback. Of course, we're not seeing much here today. Markets, for the most part, flat. S&P's flat as a pancake. We've got about 1.8 million shares, or 1.8 billion shares, excuse me, with a B, he says. And that continues to be very weak money in this margin, and it's continuing. We've got Apple at its high, and nice comment on that. I wanted to get to it fairly quickly, so let's see what we can do to look at that. Volume has been very poor in Apple, and we'll get to some other stuff. AAPL. In the meantime, give me a call at 877-927-6648. I know it's quiet out here, options expiration. We will try to answer your question. Again, 877-927-6648. It is quiet as a church mouse out there in the marketplace today. So we'll look deep and give the market and some of these stocks a little colonoscopy to make sure that we find out a lot. What you don't like is this thing has pierced the high. The last high was $644 even, and that was on April 10th with 31 million shares. We're doing that on about a third of that, about 12 million shares right now. Really, really weak volume as we bust above these previous highs. I don't think this thing's going to sell off. Everybody's still holding on for what they think is a possible distribution. And, you know, when they look at it, we just have to make it till the 12th, till the PR machine kicks up and says why everybody's phones are crap and it doesn't have a retina display. So don't buy that Samsung thingy. Just buy the Apple iPhone. But, you know, to me, I really dislike these strong legs up and then tests and second test. But this could continue going sideways or even flip around here for a while. But I really have to continue seeing all the press I'm reading, reviews and articles about and leaks about the iPhone 5. So far, unless there's something that they drastically hid in this product, I don't think it is anywhere near the revolutionary product that they've had before, or evolutionary products. It's more an iterative device, and no matter how much they pound about having a retina display on it and high resolution, still seems right now that there's not the normal leaks you get before one of these phones. I can understand the extreme light volume, but we'll have to see how the Apple actually closes and whether or not this new product falls far from the tree. A little Apple reference for those folks. Maybe in Lutz, up there in Lutz, Florida. Well, anyway, we'll be back right after this break. Give me a call at 877-927-6648. We'll be glad to take your phone call. And we'll talk about a few stocks out here.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on Tiger TV with her Small Cap Roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kay Stalter, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
I'm going to start looking at a few stocks out here. I will be on the second hour of the Tom O'Brien Show talking about the Tech Insider here. I had some messages in the den about Apple. We will be talking about the Apple and Samsung lawsuit. One of the parts of news is that Samsung has come out with a witness and evidence on prior art. One of the things you can do to invalidate a patent is prove that someone didn't come up with the idea, and that's where this information would fit in. But actually it looks fairly good, and we'll be talking about that. Of course, we've had a judge that probably not a great patent judge from what I've read so far, but probably a smart enough lady. But she's had some colorful words to say about the lawyers, and she's kind of ticked off because they're basically trying to set up about 4,000 witnesses, and they limited the debate to about 25 hours apiece for witnesses. So she's had some rather colorful statements. We'll get into those tonight. There's some other stuff going on. What else do we have going on here? We're going to get into kind of Apple's been talking a little bit about getting into the Windows environment. I mean, not the Windows environment, but the television environment. We've got a new product in that space that's kind of interesting, that's coming out of kind of left field. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the other things going on in battery technology, wagering technology, online. We've got some other cool stuff going on, but not a huge week out here in technology. But we'll get to some of the charts here. Again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. One of these days I'll actually remember that number. We've busted over a top, but it hadn't been on significant volume, and that's in the IVW, which is the iShares S&P 500 Growth Index Fund. Again, you're going to have a light volume move here. Tried to actually pop up, but I don't think it's going to get into that range of 1.1 million shares that we saw on April 2nd of this year. $76.19, 1.1 million shares. You really like to see this thing bust out and get a sign of strength and volume, but a little over 600,000 shares now, and quiet as a church mouse. Don't think that there's a lot going on there. Wanted to continue watching J.P. Morgan. We've been looking at this for several days. This thing's setting up either to fail or to bust up into this gap that it's been trying to fill since May 11th, when their revelations of trading losses pretty much came out, large trading losses. But we continue to get up on that, and again, going to be a lighter volume again today. Made kind of a little ABC kind of movement to get up into that gap, and it's gone sideways ever since. So we've got a lot of stocks that are starting to build some cause to go much higher or much lower, and we'll continue watching them, but it's getting awful quiet out there. And certainly one thing you don't want to be is, they say, is short in a quiet market. And I'm going to see, I suspect we'll have options roll over on Monday and Tuesday. We're going to see some volatility in that. And then probably Wednesday we'll see what's going on with the true direction of the market. I know we also have coming up the Jackson Hole event, which everybody's kind of been banking on. Bernanke loading up the helicopters with bucks and flying over every town and hamlet in the United States. I suspect that's a lot tougher than what they have to, and are looking to do. Wanted to take another look at LinkedIn. This is probably one of the few social stocks that has held up in this marketplace to see if it's going to be the single winner out here. But we still have a high volume low, and that looks like it would probably want to get tested in this consolidation pattern. It did come up and bust up on huge volume on that earnings date. That was the 3rd of August. Came up and hit with a huge volume with about 9 million shares that day. We've got coming down about 1.5 million shares so far today. Probably could back and get close. You really don't like to have those huge volume days to come in. The volume on the pop was a little higher. When we actually zoom in here a little bit, that volume did pop up just a little higher, but still could, you'd still love to see that high volume low tested down around 91 bucks before you get back into this and think maybe this energy is a drive to the top. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Would you like a personal update from Tom O'Brien as to what equities he's trading and what his daily trading plan is before the market opens each morning? Every market day, Tom O'Brien sends out his daily newsletter, Market Insights, to hundreds of subscribers that rely on his daily recommendations when it comes to navigating these highly volatile markets we're dealing with. As recently as May 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out all 5 open positions for a combined profit of over 68% in one day. Profits ranged from 6.5% to over 24%, and all of these trades had been initiated within the previous 30 days. Now is the perfect time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's explosive trading newsletter, Market Insights, an $85 value. Tom breaks down the market each morning with his market take and provides trade recommendations including precise stops and target profit zones, leaving nothing left to guessing. Log on to TFNN.com today and sign up for your 2-week free trial. Make sure you're a subscriber the next time Market Insights subscribers close out multiple winning trades. Take action and sign up for your free trial today. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, we're going to continue looking at some stocks out here. Again, you can give me a call, 877-927-6648. It is a quiet day in the market and Lake Wobegon, so we'll have to see how all this comes out. Anyway, we were looking at Apple. I'm just checking. We're still hanging on. Going to be very interesting to see how this close comes in. Certainly going to be light on volume. Whether it's going to be light on price, going to be very interesting. Office Depot, I think we talked about that already this week. We'll see if we can't find a couple other new stocks to talk about. ProShares QQQ, still, we pretty much going to have the volume yesterday that got in past the last major low at $25.27. We got down to $24.89. But if you want to use that, being conservative, you'd say probably close enough. We do have a low on May 1st, 1.1 million shares. Looks like we could come into that kind of volume depending on what the last 15-20 minutes of trading today do bring in. But a couple of these could reverse fairly quickly, and we'll continue looking at that. What I've been looking at last couple of days are these oil ETFs. And we've been looking at a few of them today. Let me get a quote on crude here. plus 40 cents. It's $96. Of course, we had natural gas, $2.73. So not doing a lot on that. You'd think that, and I continue to think that the business in natural gas, or the big money, is not going to be early on in natural gas as much as it is in the transportation of natural gas. Pipelines, tankers that can actually ship natural gas compressed. Of course, a lot of reasons to compress natural gas, liquefy it, and makes it a good export for our country, so we can bring some of that money back in. But we'll continue looking at that. What I kind of look at in USO is a longer-term expansion or retracement level back here. And let me turn this down here just a little bit. But that's kind of the one I'm looking at in the USO. We've done basically a 0.522 retracement in this, and I continue thinking maybe we're going to get up to that $38 level in the USO. But very light volume in here today. We are trying to break through that 55 level back in there. But kind of interesting chart. We haven't, the energy's not all that bad. It's just been bad here for the last few days. Viacom, another one that we'll have to continue looking at. Let's see what we've got going on here. It's trying to break out, but not a lot of volume today. Symbol is VIAB. We continue seeing kind of a market that on light volume breakouts at these highs. Same thing that kind of bothers me about looking at Apple, and that is hitting these highs and not finding kind of volume. Volume's not all that bad when we look at it. The one thing is we've had continuing issues with high volume highs out here, one at 9.7 and another one at 18 million shares that were coming through with 4.3, only would break through the absolute first of these previous highs in Viacom. We're going to K Rico in Costa Rica. I was actually just reading about Costa Rica the other day. How are you doing today, K Rico?
Good, good, good. What were you reading?
I was reading about people leaving and moving to Costa Rica and the medical facilities there.
Yeah, okay.
They said,
they're going for...
they said if you lived in the big city, no problem. If you lived anywhere else, you're taking a helicopter ride to see a decent doctor.
I can speak firsthand. There's great dental care there. Very, very beautifully priced, fair price, and good dental work, period. Good medical for operations, period. The only thing is, it is a criminal society that runs the real estate market, and I'm presently involved in a criminal lawsuit against the man that stole my property that I had bought from him. He simply changed the paperwork, and as if I never bought it.
There is one thing that I was reading this thing that was talking about moving there, and the one thing that they said that is different if you're buying a place, hire an attorney, because there's absolutely no kind of real estate board or agencies or anything or tests you have to take to become a real estate agent. And apparently everybody says they're a real estate agent down there.
It's actually that way for some legal lawyers that can hang a shingle saying they're
attorneys.
Yeah.
Well, that one said that was the worst part of it. Part of the article was talking about retiring there. It was talking about buying places, and it said that real estate fraud is a big issue. And the other part of it is if you don't buy a house in the big city, make sure you've got insurance to get a helicopter ride to the big city and the big doctors. So
I do say good things about the doctors, the dentists, and the women, the young, beautiful women. Well,
I know a lot of doctors down here that I met when I lived here the first time. Still friendly with them. A lot of them have decided to retire. So, I don't think they're headed for Costa Rica, but they've pretty much had enough. Saw a lot of their Medicare stuff cut, and they're in their late 50s, early 60s. They were planning on working maybe another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and they're just pulling the plug this year. So kind of interesting. And a couple of them said they thought about maybe retiring and doing a little bit of work down there and heading out to Costa Rica. Beautiful place. I went on a big tour off on motorcycles up into the volcanoes and stuff. One of my instructors, who was a professional AMA road racer and won a couple of titles, put it on. But that was back in, I'm going to say 2003 or 4. But I had a great time out there, especially out in the back where there's absolutely nobody and nothing. I mean, when you get past the coast, there isn't a lot of people back in the back country.
So you really saw some beautiful jungles and...
took my motorcycle right down into the volcanoes and stuff. Yeah, very cool stuff. But yeah, I looked at a lot of just rural land. I didn't spend a lot of time in the cities or on the beach. Spent a few days, but that's it. You wanted to look at Lennar.
Yeah, I just want to tell you one thing. I have a shirt similar to yours that I bought. It's a Charlie Sheen bowling shirt.
Well, you know what? Tom has one almost identical on today, so if you watch later on the Tom O'Brien show, we'll see we almost match here today, too.
I traveled to the different second-hand shops to buy shirts in Costa Rica because I just use a lot of shirts, and then when I've used them up to my satisfaction, I give them away to the poor people. And I found my Charlie Sheen bowling shirt for $2. I swear to God, I had it fit, tailored, and perfected for another $2, and now it's my pride and joy in Costa Rica.
That's good. Now, what were you thinking about on Lennar here?
I think it just broke out.
Well, you certainly don't have any volume. Last high came on 5.5 million shares. Yesterday, as you went through that, you had 5.6 million shares. So it is similar volume. Normally, you want to see within 3 days, I'd want to see a 7 or 7.5 million share day.
Now, but it's broken out of the range it's been in this for months.
Well, it's broken to a previous high, yes, in the last 6 months. But are you able to look on Tiger TV?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Okay. I'm going to point to it. And I've got my power law vector indicator that basically looks at the price volume and time move and tries to put a number on it.
Okay.
This is exactly what you want to look at in a short, not in a long.
I'm with you.
Okay, it's 7.8 on the first leg up. Okay, it's 3.6. Excuse me. 3.6 on this move so far. You need a lot of energy to get into this. This one, the last breakout, happened on 17.8 million shares. And what you're hitting on a high now here is in the 5.6 million share. That too, in fact, let me go and look at 2 other things. I would look at, let's see, what is it? The IYR.
IYR or IWM?
IYR.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry, the real estate. Yeah.
Okay, so we've kind of had a false breakout on this, and the same thing. Volume's very close to the same, and it's come back up, but had some decent volume yesterday, but not a whole lot today. And then another one in the same vein that makes me think that we're awful toppy in that part of it. Let me find it here. That was the IYR, right? Yeah, and the other one is the VNQ.
Never heard.
These are both, but 2 different ETFs, slightly different mixture. One's a REIT of REITs. The other one's actually owns the underlying companies. The same kind of thing. You've had, on this one, the volume was even lighter. You had 2.6 million shares on August 6th as it tried to break out from the previous high on May 1st. $66.69, 3 million shares. You've never gotten that 3 million shares. This one's been a little weaker than the 2. none of these really tell me that everything's breaking out. I've seen a lot of short squeezes, and right now Lennar would remind me more of a short squeeze than a big breakout.
Where do you see a top right now, maybe for another chance to short? I go long and short. I'm not...
Well, I tell you what, I actually I had some shorts on, and just because the market's gone flat for a while on these two, I made, I don't know, $1.50 or something on the IYR and or on the V&Q. I was short in the last high end of it. I think it was in 67.40, I think. Is that right? 67.40 or something. I actually covered them today. I suspect we're going to get a lot of volatility on options rollover Monday and Tuesday. And I think the next really good opportunity is probably going to be late Tuesday or Wednesday to put on a position. But volume's just too light. Market's not moving. It's easy to get blown out in these positions. So right now, I would say I would wait. You have no position at the moment?
No, I'm taking it easy on Friday.
I look probably Tuesday afternoon, maybe Wednesday, after we get through options shakeout, and watch all the ones I talked about you before. I just don't think that there's a compelling argument to go long, and that's held up here, pretty much taking away the argument to go short. So right. I think we're building up cause, and I'm not exactly sure when the Jackson Hole conference is, but I think it's coming up. Maybe I can look it up here in a minute. But
when you say building cause, clearly, I need more clarity what you mean, because I hear people saying that all the time.
Building cause is a concept originally proposed by Jesse Livermore and what was his name? Jesse Livermore and Wyckoff. Both of those guys were big price and volume traders. And basically what they were talking about is any kind of movement in a narrower trading range, not in a super one-point trading range, but in a narrow trading range, is building up and getting rid of people. And at that point, you lose the quick money guys when it's going up or bouncing around in a trading range, and eventually people that are just trading pretty much very short-term give up. Then it's set up to either break up or break down. So it's that time, and the longer you do it, if you go back and look at gold and look from 1990 to 2000, you'll see that thing was just bouncing up and down for 10 years in a narrow trading range. And by narrow, I mean like, what was it, $270 to 310 or something, down maybe as low as 250. I can't remember right now. But it was in this very tight trading range that we're kind of seeing right now. And the longer that goes on, the more power, once it finally breaks out, you're getting. So a lot of these stocks like this, you like the chop to go on as long as possible, and then to buy the breakout. 1 or 2 months of chop isn't building up a lot of energy. It's building up some. 10 years, and you see what happens in stocks or in equities, or even things like gold. 10 years going sideways, and when it took off, I mean, it was on a run, and it didn't stop for 7 years before it went going sideways. So the longer the chop, the bigger the move, and normally, especially in commodities, when you see them flat, that's why the longer natural gas goes in this $2 to $3 range, I'm loving it, because I know it's building up cause to move much higher. Thanks very much for the phone call, Kay Rico. Hope to hear from you again. Be back on the second hour of Tom O'Brien Show tonight. Thank you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Time is the great equalizer of all mankind. Time doesn't care about winners or losers, who succeeds or fails. Time only cares that you played the game. Question: are you playing the money game? Is your money working as hard for you as you are for it? I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter service, and we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. In year 1, we generated a 30% profit. Plus, I provided 26 hours of live coaching to my clients. My daily newsletter service is available by 8 a.m. each day and covers the stock, futures, currency, and commodity markets, along with all the current patterns that you can trade. Each newsletter is packed with education, and it's yours for as little as $3 per day. And for the next 30 days, you can try it risk-free. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage of TFNN.com and begin your journey to great wealth today. If you're waiting for a better tomorrow, remember this: today's tomorrow will soon be yesterday, and your clock is ticking. Mastering Probability. Now is your time.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Well, I can't find it here, but I suspect it says it's at the end of the month for the Jackson Hole speech. But Bernanke's going to be going there. A lot of people are already talking up that he will be doing intimating about QE3 and some kind of bond program or continuation of a bond program. And I can't find a date on it here. Everybody's been talking about it, but still no date. Anyway, it says end of the month. That's not good enough for me. There was also some questions in the den about fraud in the real estate market in Costa Rica. And the problem is that it's just outright fraud. There aren't a lot of notaries. There is no association or board for realtors. A lot of people can just set some up. A lot of people don't know anything. You know, it's like any unregulated industry. You have to be extremely careful. A lot of people are getting burned down in that neck of the woods. Now, one of the things I brought up was it's not all that different than what's happening, at least in Florida and some other places. The scam happening now in the real estate in this area is two. One, they're literally trying to sell homes for cash and for way under market value, and trying to get these people in and sell it to them before they figure out what happened. Of course, they don't own the homes. It's a repossessed home. They are claiming that they represent the bank, and if they just write them a check, they'll send them a nice title, and of course, they get nothing. The other half of that scam is that these repossessed houses are being they're saying, okay, you can move into this house, you just have to give us a first and last payment, and we'll meet you with the keys. And of course, they get the payment, tell them they can all move in. When they get there, of course, this guy's left town. Probably not left town, but he's nowhere to be found, let me put it that way. But they're setting themselves up as phony real estate companies and just saying, hey, if places that would rent for $800 a month, they say, $600 a month. Of course, everybody's happy to see it, and it is going to be interesting. We're going to see what we have here. But there's nothing new. Any kind of these fast markets, especially where people think that they're going to get in and make a boatload of money, continues to be rather problematic for people. Somebody in the den said it's over with volume. I must be talking about some kind of other volume, maybe a daily chart or something. Still look at coming up to above $644 on Apple with 31 million shares, and not seeing anything close to that, although I will give it one more try here, see if I have a different volume number anywhere. No, that volume number comes in right. A little over, under 13 million shares. So we'll continue looking at it. Anyway, we're going to get, I think, do I have time for one more chart? Let's see, where's the time? I got about a minute. Might get something. Anyway, we looked at USO. We looked at some of these oil companies too, and need to probably start looking at these and their retracements. Energy is not all that exciting on the way up. Again, probably a lot of this bounce is based on the saber rattling and talk about releasing oil from Strategic Petroleum Reserve. I don't know if that's such a smart idea, because you can only do it a few times, then the walls of those giant caverns fall down. But I think the President was out talking a little bit about that just before I left to come on over here. But take a look at that. Pretty decent retracements. USO right at 50% retracement right now. Will it get to that gap at 38? Will Apple close above 644 with a light volume? The world turns every day here at 2 o'clock Eastern Time on the Power Trading Hour. We'll see you all Monday, if not tonight.